What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again. And this is where we at right here. So apparently, this young lady that you see upon the screen, she has some advice for women about, giving men paternity tests. Now, I didn't know that, in today's society that could be something that, a woman could give a man. I mean, with all the ways that men could get hold to paternity test online, things like that, Walmart. I mean, it just is what it is. Listen, look, we're going to dive off into this, and we're going to see what this young lady has to say about this particular situation. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Y'all be cheating on y'all boyfriend and y'all get pregnant. Why do y'all tell on yourself? Just let your boyfriend be the baby daddy. Just let it be what it is. You don't
Mm.
have to tell him nothing. And when he get to questioning you, gaslight him. Like, so you really think this not your baby? And if you have to, even threaten him. Say, if we gotta do a DNA test, my baby not getting your last name. Dudes love for their kids have their last name. Like, they take so much pride in it. They act like it's the most important thing in the world. But telling on yourself is a no. And I know some people are like, oh, well, your child deserves to know who their biological parent is. Do what's best for your child. Some people don't have a daddy in their life at all, and it's their real daddy. It's about the man who stepped up to be daddy. Being a dad is way more than being blood related. But y'all don't want to listen. Y'all just want to get on here crying on the internet because y'all chose the wrong baby daddy. Y'all want to talk about how this dude a deadbeat, but he was never in a relationship with you anyway. So did you really think that he cared about you? You really think that he would care about a child that came out of you? Look, y'all ain't gotta take my advice, but ask yourself, would he be honest with you? If he went and made another baby with somebody else, would he tell you, or he gonna let you find out on your own?
First of all, man, put your children to sleep. First step, okay? Yeah, it's time to dig in now. First step, put your children to sleep, baby. Second thing here is this has to be the most stupidest thought process I've seen, or I've heard in a long time here. Yes, she's saying that basically if you're cheating, you come up pregnant, things like that. Just let whoever the main character in your life is, just be the baby daddy. Now, see, it's a few issues with this problem. Now, she also gave that look, about the children deserve to know who their biological parents are. Yes, they do. They really do. Now, for a few reasons here. Also, health issues come with bloodlines and things like that. Hereditary issues like diabetes, other little things. I know lupus does run in my family on the women's side, things like that. So you need to know these types of things, and this is what used to go on. The reason why we had good families and family structures back in the day, you know, to actually know where you come from and to know your bloodline and what's traveling through your blood. Your blood is your memory bank throughout the history of since your bloodline has been existing on this planet, and it's not to be taken lightly. That's the reason why elite people are so gun-ho about the bloodlines, have always been. If you research history, things like that, you know what I'm saying, kingdoms and all that, they were real serious about bloodlines, and that's for a reason. You need to know these types of things, and like I'm gonna say, like I was starting to say about the health issues that come with that. You need to know these things because health issues do run in bloodlines. Certain hereditary issues, like I said, lupus. There's a few other health issues that are hereditary within families and stuff like that that can be passed on through bloodlines. So you definitely need to know who the fuck you some kin to. There's nothing to need to be just looked over while she rolling her little beady ass eyes out here. Yeah, I got her right here. And also too, to try to play somebody like that, or would just let the dude that's in your life right now just be the baby daddy or be the father of the child. Oh, it's not who you come from, it's who raised you. And wrong. Now, I'm not saying that there's not situations and things like that where children get adopted or, blended families do come together, things like that. That happens, but it has to be on accord on both sides. It has to be an understanding and a fact that both sides are in agreement with this situation, not just somebody trying to spring something on you because they're lacking in moral value. The hell she talking about? Now, this is totally ridiculous and highly disrespectful to the children and everybody else. Definitely the children. Like I'm gonna keep saying, it's about that bloodline too. You need to know who you're kin to in order to know where you come from and to know how you did. Because a lot of people get out here in today's society and they're acting out or they having mental issues and problems, stuff like, because they don't know who they come from. These single parent homes, all this stuff that, you don't know who you come from. And that's been a major issue in society. That's the reason why we have a lot of bats running around, and she's one of them. And these are the cases, man. This is a very sad situation, that we have women out here that think this way, and they're just willing to plot and plan and do all this type of crazy stuff. So if you're cheating and you get pregnant, just let the man that you're really with be the father and don't tell anybody. What are you talking about? Okay, so you know what I'm saying, you cheat with the wrong dude and that child start growing and look like a whole different a whole different being. How you gonna explain that shit? Which, 9 times out of 10, women with this type of thought process are not planning on explaining anything. They're just gonna sit there and, like she said, gaslight you. And men, at the same time though, too, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. A lot of y'all men need to start understanding. Y'all got to get over that gaslight shit. You got to get a cold heart out here. I'm talking about that motherfucker got to be Antarctic cold, colder than that. Matter of fact, not Antarctic cold. It has to be middle of space cold. You know how cold space is? Do you know how cold space is? Space is so cold to at the end of the day. Yes, you need space suits in space. You can't walk around in space without a spacesuit on. So space is just that cold that it will instantly freeze you. At least in Antarctica, it won't instantly freeze you, but space will. You have to be that cold out here nowadays because these chicks are out here. They're pulling egregious things. Now, I'm not saying all women, of course, it's not. And I shouldn't have to say that. Just like all men aren't crazy and all men aren't SAers and beaters and cheaters, and it's just it's not all people, of course. But all I'm saying is, though, in these types of scenarios here, with this type of mindset that's in play, you have to really think this thing through. This is somebody that's going to get people hurt around her with that type of thought process. The children, definitely. The man that she's supposed to be, down for whatever, that she's going to trick because she's been out here, slanging that cooch all over the place and things like that. May even brought him back a STD. Who knows? And it's just okay. Let's just gaslight the main guy while you're out there having fun with the bats, catching all types of rabies and shit. This is crazy, man. And this is where we at in the 21st. This is where we at with some of these ladies that have this type of thought process. And you have to watch yourself out there, fellas, because this is crazy right here. Gaslight you. Wow. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say, that, my friends, is the bottom line. Jesus, man.